What's up, T-Mez here, and today we are gonna go for a drive in my 350Z. I'm gonna talk to you about some of the basics in driving cars, in driving race cars. I've been doing this a long time, and I've learned how to make a living with not a whole lot of money, with drive and desire, and more importantly, knowing how to drive anything. So a little bit about the 350Z. I shimmed the diff, so it's got posi. I lowered it, I put an angle kit on it. It has a cold air intake. It also has, and almost more importantly, if you want to be a race car driver, if you want to succeed in driving, a race seat, a handbrake. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say there is being comfortable. I'm a small person, and you have to be comfortable if you want to drive good. Whether you're a dirt racer or an asphalt racer, whether you want to drift or go flat track a quad, all of them use the same principles on momentum and grip or lack of grip. I enjoy this 350Z because it gives me seat time, and seat time is the ultimate goal when you're trying to pursue a racing career. You have to just drive. I have always, like, every car I've ever had has been rear-wheel drive 5-speed. This is 6-speed. Manual transmission, because understanding how to sync the, the heel toe thing, like, if you want to be a race car driver, you got to be able to heel toe, and in order to do that, right there, I was coming to a corner, I hit the brake. Here, we'll go back in the third. You hit the brake, apply some gas while you put the clutch in, and downshift, because you got a rev match. Well, understanding the vehicle, understanding what it takes to do what you're wanting to do. I started in quarter midgets, then I went to micros, I ran a modified, I ran a late model stock car. This is beautiful. I then got into midgets. I mainly did pavement racing, and when I moved back to Indiana, I got into dirt because the pavement thing was dying out. I have chased this dream, and this is where it took me. I grew up, I wanted to race sprint cars. When I was a kid, there was no way I was gonna go race in sprint cars. I'd never seen that this was even an opportunity for me because my parents didn't have money. I raced with the Kadings, and Bud and Brent, who are awesome race car drivers. They were raised in this racing family, and I seen them go through the steps and go out of micros, quarter midgets and micros into sprint cars, and that was not in my cards. That just wasn't in my cards. All I ever wanted to do, though, growing up, was drive a winged sprint car, but it wasn't in my cards because I didn't have the family to fund that. My dad, without my dad, I wouldn't be here, hands down. That man seen something in me, for sure, and pushed and pushed and pushed. I was getting ready to go race street bikes. That was what I was getting ready to do because I could afford it. I owned a street bike. I was really good. I might have missed my call, but my dad kept pushing me because of all the time at the track that we spent together, and he knew that I had this gift, and I just needed to figure out how to show the world. So now, 20 years down the road, I feel like I know I have a little insight to what is going on? There was a squirrel right there, and first thing my dad taught me when we were driving is never steer to avoid a squirrel. Stop, yes. Slow down, yes. But don't put yourself in harm's way over an animal. Ooh. Big potholes. So anyways, learning how to do all these things comes with practice, and I've been there, and I've raced quads, I've driven a monster truck, I drove Gravedigger 16. I feel like I have some insight to what people need to further their career, and I'm gonna help bring that to you. I'm gonna help bring that to you through my YouTube channel.
At the next stop sign, turn right.
Yes, Siri. I'm gonna help my fans, my people who watch. I'm just a normal guy, and I spent countless hours running back roads, learning my craft, and figuring out how to manipulate the car into doing what I want it to do. And I'm going to take this 350Z, and I'm going to show you guys how I do it and how I learn. And it's going to be a long process, but I have all summer to make these videos.
At the stop sign, turn right onto North County Road 500 East.
I'm going to get a camera person to help show what I do. Coming up to a stop sign, it's all gravelly. Let's have a little fun. E-brake fun.
In 1.9
I decided not to stop.
Turn right onto State Route 234.
So, this has got a handbrake in it. You gotta have the right tools to do what you're trying to do, okay? And I've set this car up. It's got a race seat. I'm short. I need to be comfortable. Being comfortable is step number one. Being familiar with everything, having everything where you need it. Look at this. Boom, handbrake, boom, shifter, boom. It's all right there, okay? I actually always hit this, which is kind of funny. But, turn those off. Being comfortable, knowing how good your brakes were, you know, going down a back road and checking to see how much, you know, how much grip you got, how good it feels, like how good do you feel, you know, like you're a big part of this. You have to be prepared for what's coming, and it's better to be excited and not do good than to be excited and crash and overdrive, and you can hurt somebody, you can hurt yourself, you can hurt somebody. This is no game. More people die in a car than anything else. It's the most dangerous thing you'll do every day. Okay, so what are the basics? The basics are this. When you're going fast, you have to slow the car down, okay? And we're gonna use this. When you see this moving around, that's my little, so we're gonna slow the car down first, okay, when we have speed, and then turn, okay? You can't just blaze in there, lock the brakes up, turn, expect it to do anything. So the basics are just being in control of your car. We're coming up to a nice turn here, and I'm going to show you the basics.
Turn
here, okay?
right onto State Route 234.
Brake, downshift, brake, roll into this corner, gas. You don't gas until you get halfway into the corner. You brake, slow the car down. You can only make that turn at 30 miles an hour. It doesn't matter how fast you want to go. It doesn't matter what car you're driving. That corner is only 30 miles an hour. So if you blaze into it really with a lot of speed, you still have to slow down. So the first thing is slowing down and getting comfortable with that. Okay, this one, I'm going to do it a little bit harder. And watch, if I touch this and break some momentum, it'll just step out. Brake, turn, look. As soon as I touched that, it slid sideways because I had momentum going that way. And it didn't matter what I was gonna do in that corner. If I just rolled through the corner, I could grip it. If I touched something, if I got on the brakes too hard, I could lock the front tires up and it wouldn't turn. Understanding braking fundamentals is huge, okay? And then when you elevate a manual car, you also have to synchronize you got to gear match, you rev match your gears, you know. I can go to second, but if I'm going to go to second at this speed, I'm going to have to rev it up, right? Okay, so took $5,000 to get that. Okay, so if I'm going to haul into a corner, I'm going to have to rev the thing up to $5,000 before I can grab the gear. Otherwise, it's going to upset the car and potentially could step the thing sideways because you grabbed the gear too late, you didn't have the RPMs up enough, and now the RPMs in the motor are down and the car is going too fast, and when the motor tries to line up with the two, it slows the back tires down and steps you sideways. So racing a dirt car, you need to learn all of this because you don't have grip like you would on pavement. You can't just rely on traction, so you really need to understand how to manipulate the car by using weight transfer. This is the backside of my favorite road. Starting to sprinkle, which doesn't matter because the road's not very nice. The conditions are terrible today. I haven't been down here for a while because I haven't been driving this car, but it's just dirty. I get the hint that they're getting ready to seal it, okay? And the surface conditions is crucial for everything, for your daily driving. Learn the road, keep your eyes out. Your surroundings are so important on what's going on. Whether you're in a race car or whether you're on the street. If you're in the race car, it's even more so. The attitude of the guys you're following, predict where they might go. Keeping up, you really just have to store all kinds of knowledge and take in what you can to become a good race car driver. Okay, that's double black diamond. There's an edge there, tree, slippery. You better rev match this thing good because it might step out, okay? Brake, 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 turn. Cruise, brake, brake, turn, turn, brake. Oh, I love this road. Brakes, brakes, off the brake, rolling through the corner, picking up the gas. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Brake hard. Turn. Off. Another thing, okay? So, you want to brake hard and then turn, okay? You can't be on the brakes and turning at the same time. They just don't like it, okay? So, if you're going fast anywhere, you have to be off the brakes when you're turning, okay? Brake, 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 off the brake. Make sure you're slowed down enough before you have to get off the brakes, okay? Because you can't be braking and turning. It doesn't like it. So, I think we're gonna finish with that. And I'm gonna continue to bring you guys content in the 350Z and show you guys how to do simple driving techniques to help you better whatever you're trying to get out of your driving experience, whether it's running down the back roads, whether it's driving a race car, whether it's running a street stock on pavement or dirt or Hornet. Hornets are front wheel drive. You have to use that to get your best outcome because front wheel drive doesn't rear steer. You can't use the rear of the car to turn the car, okay? Where that's half the battle in manipulating the car to get what you want. If the car is tight and it won't turn, well, sometimes you have to shake the car, okay? And by that, I mean, if you're gonna go right, you have to kind of go left, right, and try to shake the momentum of the car, because that's what it takes in certain situations. I'm pretty sure I had a park ranger behind me, had me all sorts of flustered. But getting ready to sprinkle, I can't be doing too much in the rain with this thing, not unless we're doing drifting. And I'm not here to show people how to drift. I can teach you how to drift for sure, and I can teach you how to race a race car on the fence at Eldora. I can give you the tools and the tricks you need to accomplish what you're looking for, because I've been there, I've done that. I've launched a monster truck. I've rode mile-long wheelies on my street bike at 120 miles an hour. I have spent a lifetime building my knowledge in how to drive this car, a sprint car, any car. I love racing. I love driving cars even more. Driving cars is my passion. And with that,